Good evening from the State of Kuwait. Welcome to the 7 o'clock news for Monday, the 6th of October 2014. I am Dalia Badran with the headlines for tonight. Muslim pilgrims participated in the symbolic stoning of the devil in Mina Valley on the last day of the Hajj. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince gave a speech to Kuwaiti citizens and residents of the country expressing gratitude for their congratulations on Eid al-Adha. Turkish armed forces took up positions near Turkish border as insurgents intensified to hit Turkish soil. Protesters in Pakistan celebrate Eid al-Adha as they continue to call for the resignation of the Prime Minister. Hello and welcome. As this year's Hajj pilgrimage nears to an end, some 2 million Muslim pilgrims today continued the symbolic ritual of stoning the devil on the second day of Tashriq. The stoning ritual taking place in Mina Valley continued for a third day before many of the pilgrims moved to nearby Mecca. Pilgrims will then circulate around the Holy Kaaba before returning home. Some of the pilgrims will remain until Tuesday, the last day of Hajj. Meanwhile, the Saudi health minister said in a press conference no cases of the deadly MERS or Ebola viruses have been recorded among the pilgrims. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah Al-Sisi on the 41st anniversary of the October 6th victory. His Highness the Emir paid tribute to the souls of the Egyptian martyrs whose blood had mingled with those of the Kuwaiti martyrs, thus manifesting the cordial ties between the two brotherly countries and peoples. His Highness the Emir expressed good wishes to the President and his country. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah Al-Sisi on the 41st anniversary of the October 6th victory. His Highness Sheikh Jabir Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah addressed a statement to Kuwaiti citizens and residents of his country expressing gratitude for their congratulations on Eid al-Adha. He expressed good wishes to the natives in and outside Kuwait and hoped Kuwait would witness further prosperity under the guidance of His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah. Kurdish forces are continuing to hold back an IS assault on the Syrian town of Kobani, the Ain al-Arab, near the Turkish border. Kurdish forces have vowed to defend Kobani while they claim that the US-led airstrikes are not sufficient to defeat the IS militants trying to overtake the town. On the Turkish side of the border, at least 14 Turkish army tanks took up defensive positions on a hilltop near Kobani. U.S. officials said there are signs that airstrikes in Syria and Iraq are disrupting the IS efforts and communication. Kobani and surrounding areas have been under attack since mid-September, with the IS militants capturing dozens of nearby Kurdish villages. Police in Indian-controlled Kashmir fired tear gas today to disperse dozens of stone-throwing protesters as anti-India protests broke out after Eid prayers. The protesters declared the government had failed to provide adequate relief to tens of thousands of flood victims rendered homeless after the devastating floods last month. Flooding in this conflict-raked Himalayan region in early September killed 281 people, destroyed at least 100,000 homes, and caused an estimated $17 billion worth of damage. Hundreds of thousands of people may still be homeless by December, when temperatures typically dip below freezing. Protests for democratic reforms in Hong Kong look to have subsided today. However, a few hundred demonstrators remained camped out, vowing to keep up the pressure on the government until officials show they are sincere in responding to their demands. Schools responded and civil servants returned to work after protesters cleared the area outside the city's government headquarters. Crowds also thinned markedly at the two other protest sites, and traffic flowed again through many roads that had been blocked. Brazil's presidential race is headed to a second round after President Dilma Rousseff won the most votes, but failed to clinch the majority needed to win a second term outright. The leftist Rousseff will face the more conservative Aceo Neves in a runoff on October 26th. With 94% of the vote counted, Rousseff had won 41% compared with 34% for Neves, while Marina Silva, an environmentalist, took 21%. Pakistani victims, Pakistani Muslims, were marking Eid al-Adha today, while at the same time continuing their call for the resignation of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Opposition politicians Amran Khan and cleric Tahrir al-Qadiri led the protests against Sharif and offered the Eid al-Adha prayers at a sit-in outside Parliament House. Supporters of Khan and his Pakistan Tehreek al-Insaf party, along with Qadiri, have camped out in the capital for 7 weeks to demand Sharif's resignation. Despite the ongoing protests, Sharif has reiterated the firm resolve of the government to uphold the supremacy of Parliament, the rule of law, and sanctity of the Constitution. A joint session of the Parliament has adopted a resolution condemning the anti-government protests and vowed to protect the Parliament and democracy. Sharif has also rejected the allegations of fraud in last year's parliamentary elections, saying that they were the most transparent in the country's history. A powerful typhoon called Fan Forel has brought many parts of Japan to a standstill and briefly battered Tokyo before heading out to sea. Typhoon Fanfon has killed at least one person and thousands have lost power. The storm also forced the suspension of the search for people missing after last week's volcanic eruption. The typhoon was downgraded from an earlier status of a super typhoon, but the Japan Meteorological Agency had warned it was still a dangerous storm. Japan averages 11 typhoons a year, according to its weather agency. US-British scientist John O'Keefe and Norwegian scientists May-Britt Moser and Edvard Moser won the Nobel Prize for Medicine today for discovering the inner GPS that helps the brain navigate the world. The Nobel Assembly said their findings represented a paradigm shift in the knowledge of how cells work together to perform cognitive functions that could help scientists understand the mechanisms behind diseases like Alzheimer's. The Nobel Assembly added that the discoveries had opened new avenues for understanding cognitive functions such as memory, thinking, and planning. All three Nobel laureates won Columbia University's Horitz Prize last year for their discoveries. For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. And before we end, here's a quick reminder of today's headlines. Muslim pilgrims participated in the symbolic stoning of the devil in Mina Valley on the last day of the Hajj. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince gave a speech to Kuwaiti citizens and residents of the country expressing gratitude for their congratulations on Eid al-Adha. Turkish armed forces took up positions near Turkish border as insurgents intensified to hit the Turkish soil. Protesters in Pakistan celebrate Eid al-Adha as they continue to call for the resignation of the Prime Minister.